All right, cool. We're good to go.
Awesome. Welcome everyone to another Surging Sunday AMA, where we will talk about our upcoming launch on Arbitrum this Wednesday, April the 5th. We are very, very excited for it. It will give many new eyes on the protocol from other parts of the DeFi space, which didn't touch BSC much and are not as active on ETH anymore. So this is a huge chance for all of us to increase the exposure and the adoption of Surge protocol as a whole. So in this AMA, what we wanted to do is just recap how the launch will take place exactly, what you can expect in the upcoming days from us, and what your precise steps are in order to participate in the launch.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so just to go over what we already published in the chat, the exact procedure on how the launch will take place. So we already deployed the contract. It is included in the Rosebud filter in chat. Also, it's public in our Discord and in pins. You can find it. The starting liquidity is 6.9 ETH, imaginary liquidity that is. That is one big feature of Surge protocol, which means 100% of the supply is in this liquidity pool with 6.9 ETH of value, and the first buy will pay the price of the starting market cap of 11,000. So how you would buy this is you either visit rbscan.com. No, it's .io, I think. rbscan anyway, and you can write the functions buy and sell on rbscan directly, and just insert the amount of ETH you want to spend for this purchase. Or you can visit swap.surgeprotocol.io and connect to Arbitrum and buy Surge on Arbitrum like you are used to. Now, the first hour after the launch, which is 6 p.m. UTC on April 5th, only whitelisted wallets will be able to buy Surge. Now, how you get whitelisted? Very easy. You hold Surge on BSC or on ETH or both, and the amount of tokens you hold determines the amount of tokens you can buy. So, for example, you hold 1,000 Surge on BSC, you can buy 1,000 Surge on Arbitrum with the same wallet. If you hold 1,000 Surge on BSC and 2,000 Surge on ETH both, then you can buy 3,000 Surge on Arbitrum in this first hour. After this first hour, then public trading is enabled and everybody can buy the tokens as he pleases. The max wallet will be 1%, which is 1 million tokens. The total supply is 100 million. And this max bag will be lifted once the price increases. So that's about the procedure. After this AMA, we will also take some questions from the community if some things remain unclear. Another major update that is coming out before the launch on Arbitrum is the revamp of Surge charts, which will have TradingView integration. And this will give everybody, not only Surge investors, but also SRG20 investors, a much better experience on how to see the price of their assets. And we are looking forward to this one big time. Heisemann is working on it, and yeah, progress looks really good, and be excited about this. Also, we will do a cosmetic change to the website, to the homepage, so it aligns with the design of our new swap. It will look similar to what we have released as a landing page for this Arbitrum launch, with the same background, same fonts. So expect this very soon. Now, in the future, we will also include more features for the website to make it worth revisiting, showing it to friends, make it interactive, and this will be very exciting as well, just to showcase the protocol. Now, another thing we did in the past few days is we opened the Search Chats, Search Army group, which is currently active on rating Twitter. There is a bot called TweetStorm bots, which shows new tweets from prominent accounts, influencers, or big projects. Links the tweets. You just click on the link, and you automatically get to the Twitter page of this account to compose an answer. Make sure, if you have free time, if you are bored, if you want to help the project get more exposure on social media, help the guys that are currently actively rating. They are doing amazing, and you also can win some money with our contest, which is ongoing for 10 days. Albino, anything you want to add?
You were going, man. I was just gonna start like throwing in like cheers and like, yeah, go STM. No, you're doing good, man. You touched everything I think that we initially wanted to talk about for Surgeon Sundays. I think you went through the Arbitrum 1 launch details really well. The only thing I saw a lot of that maybe we can talk about is the snapshot, just to kind of like go over it. We mentioned it a little bit, I think, last time we got on voice, but when we are doing the snapshot, it's going to be in very close proximity to when we go live, guys. So, final details will come as we approach that time and date. But for right now, I mean, it's going to be very, very close to the time that we turn Arbitrum 1 on. So just for anybody that's looking to see like when the last second is for them to make a decision, it'll be really close to the Arbitrum launch.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to buy Surge on BSC or on ETH on launch day, half an hour before we go live, it will be possible. So keep eyes on the chats, keep eyes on the developments, and make your decision. I think we are in a very good space, both chart-wise, like we are pretty stable, and also we are in a point in this project that new investors see it as a possibility to enter cheaply, considering the ATH that is behind us. Not too much down from the ATH, so looking good for me.
Yeah, I mean, you guys noticed like in the last 24 hours, we've turned it up massively in like the shilling portion and whatnot. I know we have the Surge Chats group. I'm gonna start dropping like the links in there too. But going into this RB launch, guys, we want to get as much as we can. I've spent a lot of time researching, Arbitrum DeFi specific influencers, guys that write a lot of threads, guys that do a lot of really killer content creation. You guys know I'm big on that since the very beginning. So I've spent a lot of time researching, following, and gonna hopefully get us some attention on some really really good players in that arena. So make sure you're following along. We have like some killer traction right now. I saw that we like each tweet we put out had like 20-25 likes, so that's awesome. We'll just keep the momentum going there. Keep building the Surge army and keep gaining momentum, guys, because that's what it's going to take. Once we build this momentum, we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it moving, keep building, and obviously expand the entire ecosystem whenever possible. But yeah, guys, just keep the front aggressive on Twitter, even when I'm not in there leading it. If somebody wants to pick up the baton, if you have your notifications on for CZ or any of your favorite influencers, jump in there right when they post, drop a cool line about Surge, and then share it in the group, and we'll all attack it as well. That kind of stuff is free, but it's incredibly impactful if we get in front of the right audience. So, yeah, guys, let's just get rowdy. Let's get loud, and let's get ready for a big Arby launch.
Absolutely. On the SRG20 side, many devs are currently keeping it on the low. Let me express it like this, because they are also anticipating this Arbitrum launch. Make sure to stay active, keep your community behind you, because anticipating the launch, we will most probably see many new investors coming into this ecosystem, purchasing Surge as well on BSC and on ETH. And this Surge that they purchased is their ticket to your project. Never forget this. So these guys have never seen the names that are currently dominating the top 10 list or the follow-ups. And this is your chance to shine. Pull them into the SRG20 discussion groups. Show them what you are building in your projects, and convince them, if you can, to enter your projects as well. I also mentioned something in the developer network. By the way, if you are a dev, join that as well. I mentioned applying for BSC Scan and Etherscan socials is something that I noticed not many are doing, but should consider, because it's really free. Like, nobody will ask you for money, and it just looks way better on this blockchain explorer if you have your token logo and the website links, everything in place. So make sure to do that. If you need any help, just shoot me a DM and I help you. Just looking if we missed something here. Let me see. And we got some update from Cryptic Moonshots as well. Very cool. Yeah, I think from our side, that's it, right, Albino?
Yeah, I mean, other than that, guys, we have videos rolled out. We have a lot of great content creators on YouTube that are joining us. You'll see some TikToks come out in these days before the Arbitrum launch. We're going to get a good amount of exposure on it, healthy amount of exposure. We're really aiming to get, like, people that just kind of believe in the narrative that we demonstrate. We're trying to get those guys on board. So yeah, look for a lot of content to roll out. Make sure you attack it just like the Twitter, and we're off and running, guys. Keep pressure on crypto Twitter and everywhere else, and we're going to continue to grow no matter what. Nothing's going to stop us.
And also remember, if any new investors join and they shoot the same questions that we saw 2 months ago, when the project was brand new. Be kind, be helpful. It's the first time they are exposed to something like Surge. We are a unique protocol. We are not really comparable to any other DEX. So if they ask questions that sound weird to you because you are a long-term holder already and it's natural for you how Surge operates, be kind, be understanding, and help them out with the answers. All right, I think we are ready for some questions from the community.
Let's do it.
I see Horsefighter is in the AMA again.
Oh shit! Horsefighter in the AMA. It's a party.
Damn. Also very pleased with the developments of SRG20 tokens at the moment. Like, they're delivering really nice stuff. Join these discussion groups, check them out. It's really cool. Like, I see lots of potential in these projects. Mortis, you have a question. You're unmuted. Morty SC. Not sure.
Yes. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, sorry, I was still muted, but you unmuted. Okay, so when the launch on Arbitrum starts and you put in your amount of ETH you want to buy, I mean, how you know you have enough ETH, right? So when you your amount of coins is based on your whitelist amount. And then if you put in like 0.2 amount of ETH, I mean, do you buy too much or do you buy for a very high price, or how does that work again?
So the first buy, if the first buyer has 1 million or more Surge tokens in his wallet, he's able to purchase $100 and something worth of Surge on Arbitrum. That's because the starting market cap is approximately 11K, 11 to 12K.
Yeah.
And 1% of that is a bit more than 100. So depending on how fast your buy goes through, that depends also on the gas you use, how fast you click, etc. Then the amount of ETH you spend will determine how many tokens you get out. So if you were to make a transaction with more than what you're allowed to buy, then it would result in a reverted transaction. So you would lose the gas fees for this.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, and your transaction kind of fails, and you're back in line again. So you wanna,
yeah. You
nice
want to
game.
make sure that want to make sure that you buy the right amount. Yeah,
exactly.
or less. Maybe try with two transactions. Gas on Arbitrum is very, very low, so it's not a big risk.
That's not a big deal. No. But if the market cap increases from 100,000 to 300,000 in the meantime, okay. Well, that's a great answer. Thanks, you.
Thanks for the question. See some OGs in the VC. Great to see you. You know who you are. And he raised his hands. Abbas, you're unmuted.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Great. How about you?
Great. Good to see the VCs coming in. Also, you guys have been taking no breaks. I mean, what is this? This like the 10th VC now? Anyways, Should I ask a good question? I'll ask a good question. So what different marketing will you be guys doing on Arbitrum? Do you think there is sort of a different approach to it than BSC and Ethereum? Have you guys, I mean, most of the gold channels are really interested in BSC and Ethereum, but there are a couple who, obviously, well, gold channels isn't the only thing, but we're looking at, do you guys have a solid marketing plan for Arbitrum release? Something that maybe might be different than BSC and Ethereum? That's the base question. Thanks.
I think our initial plan that we rolled out to, I guess, introduce, BSC and ETH versions of Surge was kind of the perfect plan for like Arbitrum, to be honest. Like, we didn't use a lot of influencer hype marketing on the launch, which may have actually spurred a little bit more volume and whatnot, but I don't think we'd have as solid of a floor if we had gone that route. So I do think that content creation, I think especially getting into like the really deep DeFi circles, the people that influence the influencers kind of a thing, those are the people that we want to go after. I don't think that we market it as you typically see like an individual asset be marketed. I think it has to be a broader scope, and I think you have to convince developers versus investors. I think you have to do a better job at convincing developers to come be a part of your ecosystem, equally, if not more than investors. So I think that we stay with a really strong DeFi focused crowd, people that have a big influence. And I think that those people at the end of the day kind of dictate the metas and how things shift, especially with, Arbitrum being so new and being so malleable and fresh. And, there's a lot of different narratives at play there. And I think that, we can really fit in well there with what's happening, going with our same content creation, going with those same approaches, and really just speaking to a bigger audience every time we get a chance to work with somebody big like that.
Fair enough. Cool. Would you guys consider expanding to a different chain as well in the future, or will you guys be having? Do you guys think that the trio will be a happy medium for you guys now?
I think Polygon is definitely very interesting for us because these guys are also very tech savvy. Like, if you go to Polygon communities, these guys are really into the ideals of DeFi and blockchain, everything. So I see us fitting well in their narrative. Also, what I heard of is that the devs of Polygon are very close to their community and to the developers on their chains. So connecting with them may be really interesting. But of course, what we don't want, and this is categorically, we don't want to expand to every chain. Like, we only consider expanding if we see value for the ecosystem and we see the chain that we expand to have a clear chance to be valuable long term. Arbitrum in this case has huge volume, plays along BSC with the numbers. It's some days overtaking BSC even in volume. So there is a big chance for us on this chain. Now, if we, I don't know, like ZK, for example, which recently is all the rage. We first would need to see if it's worth going through a launch period, hyping up the chain itself as well. Like, many people from our community that never even touched Arbitrum once are now bridging to Arbitrum. We are teaching them to Arbitrum, not saying that we have any impact on Arbitrum at all, but still, we need to do all this education on the development side. We also need to adapt to the new chain. It has to be worth it. It has to be worth it. So yeah, for the moment, we are good with 3 chains. This is a step-by-step thing, of course, but in the future, at some point, Polygon, I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit. You know, if the adoption's there, because the beautiful thing about Surge is it's just applicable to anything that needs a DeFi solution, right? So it really brings out, I guess, the best in each of the chains, just being able to operate with Surge, you know, with Surge in the ecosystem with it.
Well, I guess this is more of a technical question, but do you guys feel like you could potentially upgrade the contracts on all chains in the future, perhaps for adding functionality or optimizing certain logic or methods?
It's certainly upgradable. One thing we might even upgrade for new launches on the old chains, let's call them like that, BSC and ETH, is removal of the candlesticks. For example, that's just one example, because with the new charting and with our API being the subgraph, we have a new and faster, more gas efficient way to display charts. So the candlestick features in the SRG20 token contracts are no longer necessary. So yeah, this upgrading of the smart contracts or the smart contract template for SRG20 tokens is an ongoing process. Like every time we see ways to improve it or have there is something new that the masses would be interested in for a launch, then we can always include it in the deployer bot. Now, when it comes to really unique smart contracts, for example, last ape standing, then this would be a job for the developer of this SRG20 project to do himself. We always assist in checking on the contract as well, if everything is okay, everything is running fine. But usually, if you are developing a project with unique tokenomics, you should do the developing yourself. I hope I made justice to your question. Of course, I'm not the technical guy in the team.
No, you did. It was good. Thanks, appreciate it.
All right. So
I hear oh, you made that in the recording, just so in case anybody wants to ask something after.
There is a question in chat. If there is any API for developers, yes, there is. Always join the developers group, and you will find all the resources, being the GitHub for the SRG20 token smart contracts template, and also the API, and you also, of course, have a platform where you can chat with us about the tech stuff. You can ask other SRG20 developers, and also we saw developers from outside of the ecosystem that bring their dApps, their tools, and can integrate Surge into their systems. So good group to connect if you are building a project. Yeah, besides that, I think we can close down the recording.